Who is to determine if a specific product is given the duty forgiveness tag? Is it recommended to obtain a binding TPP ruling on each and every product to be imported from TPP participating countries?
Yeah, so it's always recommended to get a binding ruling, and it's always the importing party, so the customs of each importing country that would make that determination.
Yeah, that's something in our business as a customs broker and a company that does a lot of consulting business. When these free trade agreements come about, we tend to find that we spend a lot of time with our clients going back and being hired to review these products and new products, especially that are being sourced from these. I mean, we have so many clients that are sourcing from, Vietnam, Malaysia, Chile, those kinds of things that we would want to evaluate their products and make sure that they qualify when for the preferential treatment when shipping to these other countries. So I'm anticipating that as soon as this passes, that we'll be busy as well, doing those binding rulings and helping to support our clients.
Yeah, and so that's also why we have the tariff tool up there, because even though it's not implemented yet, people can start going through and looking to start preparing for the future when they may want to export products that they're not competitive exporting now. So you can start putting together to see, okay, here's the rule of origin and here is the tariff. Let me start preparing for this. And then once it's actually implemented and you want to go get a binding ruling, you kind of have some of the background information already.
Okay. For items selected for the TPP, will some have reduced duties and others have zero duties, or will all selected under the agreement have zero duties? Can you kind of explain what is the tier process and how far does it vary for our duty? I mean, a lot of products will be duty free on day one.
Yes.
But what is the I mean, because they will tier down. What's the longest tier?
So the longest tier is actually what the U.S. applies, as I mentioned, to autos for 25 to 30 years. But then beyond that, it really, for industrial goods, they tend to fall in a few different baskets. Those tend to be anywhere like 3, 5, 10 years. Most of them fall within 5 years or less if there is phasing. And these are, again, just for the 2% of remaining products that exports that we have that tariffs will be applied to. Those tend to fall in 5 years or less, and then the more sensitive ones might be in a 10 or 11-year basket. But the countries tend to apply those are the most common baskets applied. Once you get into agricultural products, that's when you see a more diverse set of kind of tearing down, whether it be on the tariff rate quotas or on the tariff that's applied. There's kind of a wider range applied to those there.
Okay, so I hope that answered Elizabeth's question. She had asked us, she attends quite a few of our webinars as well, that really it depends on the tariff number. Yeah. And to go to the FTA tool to give you the best sense for the products that you're looking to export and to what countries, to see what the rate is or what the term is, because there is no just it's 0 days, it's 1 day, it's going to vary, right?
Yeah, and for the majority of them, if it's not 0, it's 3, 5, or 10 years, and those are kind of phased down in a linear fashion. If it is a more sensitive product, then that's where you might see some kind of different phasing where it doesn't go down in a linear way. It might kind of stay steady and then be reduced at the end of that phase-in period. And that's kind of what the tool is supposed to be able to show you. But for the majority of the products, if they're not eliminated immediately, they tend to be in those 3, 5, or maybe 10-year